Cutting a long story short, there's only so many shop-bought rotted strawberries you can buy before eventually you think about growing your own in the hope that they'll last longer. The problem is, we have nowhere to grow anything, unless it's in the house. And we recently planted some seeds from a strawberry and they've already grown into seedlings. So now seems like a good idea to build a greenhouse so that we can start growing more fruit and veg. We're really limited on where we can site a greenhouse, but I decided to build a small lean-to on the side of the garage. That really limits how I can build it, and there's a whole host of problems that I've yet to find answers for. I'll be building a dwarf brick wall, and I used some old bricks from a previous job to set out roughly where it will go. The greenhouse floor can't be above the damp course on the garage, and that's giving me more problems, as the damp course on the garage is only a couple of inches off the paving stones, so I've no choice but to cut some of them away to lay the floor. I'll also need to set it out in such a way that I can still get past the shed, which means I'll need to have a sliding door which will hopefully give more room. The greenhouse also needs to be wide enough to fit these containers we bought for small plants. I can already see that this isn't going to be an easy project. So the first thing to do was pencil down some measurements, mark everything out and then cut away a portion of the floor and hope for the best. With only a handful of bricks to lay, it wasn't worth getting the mixer out, and I just made the most in a wheelbarrow, although it wasn't long before rain stopped play. So whenever there was a break in the weather, I'd pop out and I'd put down a couple of bricks, and eventually the concrete was ready to go in. That was a little tricky, as room was tight and we were mixing it ourselves, and when we were tampering it, we realised that we hadn't got enough concrete and the piece of wood that we were using was really warped. But a couple more mixes and it ended up looking acceptable. Dry weather was forecast for a few days, so it was just a case of putting a mix on and building up the wall as quickly as I could. It was less than 100 bricks, so it didn't take too long. It did make a lot of mess though, so a day was spent having to tidy up, and it actually looked alright when we finished. So the next step will be to build the wooden frame for the greenhouse, and I've also got a few other little jobs to sort out. The hose pipe will need resighting. The old sign will need removing. Electric cables will need to be covered. The wall could do with a good clean, and the floor will be getting tiled. At the moment, I've literally no idea how I'm going to do all this, but I guess that's the fun of woodworking.